everybody. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. I'm Nguyen, and it's early as fuck. Like 5:54 right now. I'm on the way to my very first RN shift. Up until this point, I have only been a nursing student or a nursing assistant or a nurse extern or something along those lines, but never a true RN. So I'm so excited. Not a morning person at all, and the unit that I was granted, their orientation kind of makes me have to work days for a certain amount of time until I can transition over to nights, because I was definitely hired for nights because this shit is ghetto. Even though this is my first time doing this, I've never worked a day shift ever, like never ever, never even just at 10 a.m. at any point in time. The earliest I've ever gone to a hospital shift was maybe 3 a.m. I mean, not 3 a.m., 3 p.m. That's like the earliest in the day that I've gone. I cannot wait to be on night shift because I'm honestly faking it till I make it right now, as far as acting like I'm up and cheerful and all the way there, because I'm not. I haven't even had a sip of my coffee yet, so let me do that. I only got like literally 2 hours of sleep, which is terrible on my part because I just wasn't disciplined. And I also feel like I had, you know, that first day of school syndrome where I just literally couldn't sleep. Like it was almost 3 a.m. and I'm still laying there just like, I'm waiting. And I knew I had to get up at like 5 because I still needed to pack everything that I needed to bring for the first day. I haven't had any breakfast yet, but I'm about to. I packed myself some yogurt, a lot of snacks, because I don't know what to expect, to be honest. I know days is like a fucking mess. I don't know, I just feel like it would be bold of me to assume, even though it's my first day, it would be bold of me to assume that I will be able to eat a real meal. So just in case, I packed myself like 3 Lunchables and like a couple Slim Jims, which, I mean, this sounds like a terrible breakfast and lunch, but it just is what it is. I didn't have enough time to cook anything. I didn't cook anything yesterday. We're just gonna have to suffer through today, and luckily I don't have like another shift until like Wednesday. If I can fake it till I make it all the way till 7 p.m. or 7:30 realistically, then I'll be fine. I can come home and crash and eat whatever at that point. My mindset is just like, okay, it doesn't matter how we're feeling right now. It doesn't matter how we're feeling. It doesn't matter what our stomach is thinking. Like, we just have to make it through this day. All these people are gonna be morning people. So I have to just make sure that like, I fake it till I make it. I don't want these people being like, oh, like, you know, she's obviously not awake, or like, you know, she's not all the way there. She's not thinking this early. Who wants to wake up and think this early? Oh, I have my stethoscope. I have my pen light, which if you guys follow me on Instagram, you should know what unit I'm on, what unit I was granted, which was the one I wanted. So I kind of got everything I wanted. I got the location and the unit I wanted. I'm not going to say it because then if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you need to go follow me on Instagram so you can find out. You will know that I definitely need my pen light, 2 different highlighters, big highlighters. I packed like 3, 4, 5 different color pens. I packed my nursing clipboard. I have my big jug of water. I have my poopery spray just in case this coffee wants to zoom through my guts. Oh, I packed my Apple Watch. So I was given an Apple Watch for Christmas, and I haven't even set that joint up at all. I haven't even turned it on. So I need to do that before I hit the floor because I need a watch and I don't have a regular watch. So I'm a little nervous because like that's gonna be a learning curve in itself, because I've never had an Apple Watch or never really like dealt with one. So I'm gonna have to figure that out real quick, or hopefully I don't need to use a watch. I don't know, hopefully I can just look at the clock or something. I got my glasses on, which I'm blind AF, so with my glasses I see 2025, and I have my head wrapped up because, you know, if you know what unit I'm on and if you work on that type of unit and you have your hair out, I'm judging you because sis, that's gross, or bro, that's gross. I have my scissors, my little, you know, the scissors, what do they call them, bandage scissors or something? Scissors I can cut through whatever. I don't know if I'll need that, but you always have to have that on deck, and have compression socks on. So based on my experience thinking back of when I started working in the hospital in general, when I ever did my first 12 in the ED as a nursing assistant, I just remember, I think I had compression socks on then too, or maybe I didn't. But either way, I was like, oh my gosh, I need compression socks because my feet were hurting so bad. Like, so I'm already expecting to be in pain by the end of today. I made sure that I had a ride to work today because I did not want to drive, because the location I'm at is a very big campus, and like I don't want to have to figure out where I'm supposed to park and shuttle. I didn't want to have to think about any of that because it's my first day. I'm already not a morning person. The less I have to do to think early before I actually like hit the floor, the better. just a heads up, this vlog is going to be very much me just talking to you guys and telling you guys about everything I'm doing, because just for, you know, patient safety, HIPAA reasons, and just for respect out of staff and the company and all that kind of stuff. Obviously I cannot bring my phone. I'm gonna bring my phone, but obviously I'm not gonna be recording anything in the hospital or anything in general, just because it's COVID times and I'm not trying to not look professional, you know what I mean? So I feel like I don't want to lose my job for YouTube, so this is gonna be very much a narrative vlog, everything that I'm experiencing right now as a new graduate nurse finally starting to work after fucking sitting down for like 7 months. If you know, you know. I have a story time on that. Go check that out if you don't know. I just want to take you guys along and like have this kind of video diary of what's going on in my life right now. Like, this is literally my first RN shift. I can't believe I have documentation of this. So it's actually like 10 o'clock. I got off at 7:40, so I've probably been home since like 8:10 or 8:20 or something like that. I'm just now vlogging because I wanted to sit down for like 2 hours. I wanted to sit down for 2 hours and just be on my phone and not do anything. Just not do anything because I am tired. Like, let's just moment of truth. I have like the biggest headache right now. I've been having these headaches because I know my prescription for my glasses are like so strong because I'm so blind. But I recently got these new glasses and I love them. I wanted to make sure that before I started this job, I got my eyes checked because I knew that I was, you know, having problems seeing even with those original glasses I had. I just remember being at clinical wearing them and I'm like still squinting at the monitor and stuff. I'm gonna have to interpret like, you know, heart rhythms and stuff just from looking at the monitor. Yes, we can print it out and everything, but you know, God forbid the patient is in a lethal rhythm and I can't freaking see. Whenever I put my glasses on and I'm watching like the same shows that I always watch, I'm thinking this person like a freaking 15 out of 10 and they really like a 7 out of 10. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, what a huge difference. Even me, even like, it sucks because even looking at myself, because I've been blind all this time, I'm just like, oh wow. When I put my glasses on, I'm like, oh wow, skin did not look as good as I thought it did. Like, damn, we gotta go back to the dermatologist because we need to fix this texture. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, everybody's seeing this and I'm not seeing this. So anyway, you guys know, or if you're in the nursing world, you know, we're not supposed to be talking about anything super crazy like HIPAA. If you don't know about HIPAA, please stop playing with me. I'm not trying to get in trouble or anything. So it was just a good day. What can I say? It definitely was a struggle for me to think so early in the day. I admire day shifters for doing what they do, because if they didn't work days, I would have to work days. Ooh, COVID. No, I'm just kidding. The only thing was I felt very slow paced because I honestly just, like, my mind is not there that early in the morning. Like, I'm thinking, but like I'm just not moving as efficiently as I feel like I do move at nighttime or when it's like 6 in the afternoon versus 6 a.m. Not everybody needs to be a morning person, because I'm definitely not that gal. Like, I do not find it enjoyable to wake up super early. Like, I can be just as productive at night, you know what I mean? Or like, the only pro is that, you know, you get to have the sunlight. All this, like, you gotta wake up before 5 a.m. to have a good day or a productive day, or you need to wake up by 7 and make your bed and do all this and all that. Like, that's cool, but that's not for everyone. That's not for me. I would rather wake up at noon and make my bed and do everything that you were doing at 7 a.m. but at noon or 3 or 4. I don't care what time it is. Just not freaking any time before 9 o'clock or any time before my body naturally wants to wake up. But I do know that, you know, some day people, they just naturally wake up super early. So, you know, to each his own. But I hope that I can, you know, get it together and try to be like my best self during days, even though it's hard. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe making myself work out a little bit in the morning, even if it's just like, oh, just run around the house real quick, or like get on the treadmill or a bike or something real quick, just to, you know, wake me up a little bit. I don't know. I don't even like doing that. That does not sound fun. I do not want to work out as soon as I open up my fucking eyeballs. I'm just not all the way there mentally. Like, I'm just struggling. What can I say? Because, like, even for school and clinicals, I never ever did a 7A, 7P clinical or anything like that. Like, I might have to be at the hospital 7 a.m. and do like a day shift, but the clinicals would run to like 1 or 2 or 3. So it wasn't even like that bad, because then I would just go home and take a nap. But today was genuinely my first 7A to 7P, and really it was 6:15A to 7:40P. So I'm just like, and then I'm such a night person that when I get off, I'm not going straight to bed. I'm gonna fucking stay up to like 2 a.m. because it's nighttime and my body likes to be up at this time too. I know I should have been talking about my day, like as far as patients and stuff go, but now I'm just ranting. So I tried to give myself a lot of grace this shift. It was a lot of things to keep up with, just even charting and documenting. There's things that you need to chart every 2 hours, and then there's things that you need to chart every 4 hours. There's things that you chart just once during your shift. So it's just like, that's a lot to keep up with, especially when you're first learning the system and learning how to document. It's a lot to keep up with, but obviously with time and with practice, you get the hang of it, and it starts clicking in your head, just like anything else in nursing. I was pretty much behind on charting like all day, just because I'm still like trying to learn where like certain sheets are, where certain forms are, the flow sheets. I'm trying to figure out, what flow sheets are like really the ones I'm supposed to use, and not some flow sheet that's like missing a bunch of crap that doesn't apply to my unit, like all this stuff. I was able to pee once during my shift. I was able to have a lunch. It was a pretty smooth day. I didn't want to say that all day. I didn't want to even think it, because like, you don't want to jinx yourself. That's just not something you say. You're not going to be like mid shift like, oh, the shift is going so good, because then guess what, your shift's going to go to shit. I was just in charge of like 1 patient instead of 2. The whole time I'm at work, I'm just thinking to myself like, damn, I'm really not a fucking student. There's not a care plan after this. Like, bro, I'm so grown out here. Like, oh my gosh. And I don't want to say I'm the youngest person in my unit, but I probably am. A part of me was just like, imposter syndrome. I can't believe I made it. Like, what is this? Like, there's no way this is not a simulation. Like, there's no way this is my real life. There's no way. It made me feel very like proud and grown. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, big girl things. Like, this is really the start of something new type shit. Like, that sounds so cliche, but I really in my head was just like, dang girl, look at you. Like, in my head, I'm just like in this room taking vitals. I'm like, look at you taking vitals, girl, giving them shots, charting. Oh my gosh, writing a note, chatting with the doctor about your folks. Like, that can't be me. I'm like, that's you. That's really you. 1, we're still figuring out this charting system and documenting and stuff. 2, I did not extensively study the brain in nursing school. Like, we kind of just touched the tip of the iceberg as far as anything neurological. So really like strokes and like ICPs and stuff like that. Like, I remember like the basics. So to be in a neuro ICU, I'm just like, this is different. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what that word is. I've never heard of that procedure. Like, I need to go home and Google 1,000 things, because there's just no way for me to know everything. And it's not that I'm not competent. Some things just take time to like gain experience. So there's just no way for me to know everything. But I do have like a basics, I have a foundation, pretty good foundation, I feel like. Shout out to Lowenberg. You basically just signed up to learn forever. Like, forever. This shit did not stop after you graduate and get your degree. I feel like healthcare in general, you're literally signing up to learn forever. You're signing up to dedicate your life to education to some extent. Not only do you have to really know this shit, but you got to know it well enough to put it into like simple, plain words that anyone can understand. Not everyone is in healthcare, so you're using all these medical words that like everyday people don't freaking know. So it's like, you got to be at least smart enough to be able to brainstorm how you're going to describe certain phenomenons for an everyday person to understand. Everyday person meaning, they're not exposed to healthcare. Maybe this is their first time getting sick. They just don't really know anything about health as far as like how disease processes go, why they take certain medicines, So basically, we're smart as fuck. But at the same time, there's still so much more for us to know. So it's like this constant cycle of like, am I enough? Am I competent? Can I do this? So that's why I was just like was in my shift, I was just like trying to make sure I kept myself in check mentally. Like, girl, it is okay that we do not know anything. Ask these people away. Ask them 1,000 questions, because at least it lets them know that, you know, you're not just trying to be like, oh, I know it all, because that's how you start practicing dangerously, if you think you know it all, because there's no way I know it all. I don't care if it's 5 years from now, I still probably don't know it all, because things are probably always changing. I would like to say I did that. My plan is to eat the seafood that I got in the microwave that's probably cooled off now, that I probably got to reheat. I'm gonna go ahead and reheat it. But watch my catfish, or not like my fish, but you know the show Catfish, that's my show right now. Anyways, watch Catfish, maybe draw myself a bath and just relax, because I haven't been able to sleep that well, like this entire first week of like starting my job. I hope that tonight I can really like get some really good sleep, because I'm tired of like sleeping only 4 hours for like a whole week now. Like, that's not normal for me. So I don't know if it's just like I have a lot on my plate or a lot on my mind or whatever, but I'm trying to sleep. I don't know why my mind is fighting with my body. So good morning, you guys. So I have a confession to make. Today is the last day that I'll be in this house. I don't know why I'm getting low-key emotional, because I haven't been emotional for a while now, but I've been single for about almost a month, and I pretty much didn't tell anyone. I kept it away from majority of my friends and my family, because to be honest with you guys, this isn't the first time that I've like gone through a breakup with this person, but this would definitely be the last. And so yeah, today I am officially moving to my very first own apartment, and I'm so excited. I know right now I'm like a little emotional, because I think it's just like hitting me. Like I said, I haven't really cried or anything about everything since it first happened. So it's been at least 3+ weeks since I've really just allowed myself to cry, just because I've been so busy. I haven't had the time to do that, and I've just been trying to keep it together, because I know that, you know, it needed to happen. Wow, that's so annoying. It's definitely hitting me right now, and I did not think that when I started recording I was gonna start crying. I thought I was gonna be all like, oh, it's a happy day, but it is a happy day, even though I'm tearing up right now. Like, I spent all day yesterday packing everything, and I got everything set up. In a couple of hours, I'm gonna go to the leasing office and get my keys and finish up any last paperwork. But yeah, I signed the lease about 2 weeks ago, right after I started my job. I'm really excited about it, because I can't wait to show you guys. It's my first big girl apartment, and I just like can't believe that like it's all mine, and that I was even approved, because I was like, I don't know why I thought I wouldn't be approved, but I've just always lived with roommates. I feel super blessed to be able to afford the place that I got, and I'm just so excited to just, you know, create my own sanctuary. And hi baby, hi mama. Okay, girl, move. I'm gonna let the secret out tonight whenever everything is officially moved all the way in. And so I'm excited about that, because I've been just keeping the secret and just like acting like everything is fine, and like I've even talked to my friends and my family, and like just been acting like nothing's been going on. And so yeah, that's a little crazy. It was no point in dragging everyone through it with me until, you know, until there was actually a change in circumstances, like me actually no longer living with the person. And so yeah, past month we just been like pretty much coexisting. It's been pretty cordial. So, you know, now I'm just looking forward to really exploring myself and focusing on myself, and just, you know, protecting my peace and finding my peace at that. So it's gonna be a lot easier moving forward, so especially because
I won't be here in this house. I won't see this person anymore. So just be like out of sight, out of mind. And I'm still orienting with my new job. So I'm going to be really focused on that. And I'm trying to get back onto my YouTube stuff and just all the things. So I'm just looking forward to trying to figure out all this stuff. I look forward to healing because I just know that once I heal, it's over with for everyone. But yeah, so my main focus right now is just to focus on myself and do what's best for me, and really focus on learning how to love myself more, and then just really focus on my career and any aspirations I may have. I don't know why I was so emotional in the beginning. I think it's just like hitting me and having to grieve the relationship, which, you know, there's no way I've done completely. So yeah, I feel like that's where the emotions is coming from, just like grief and letting go, because I definitely have issues in letting go. And that's something that I'm working on, and this is kind of like my practice. I feel like when people go through these things, sometimes they feel like they shouldn't be emotional or can't be emotional. I know I've definitely felt like that before, but it's definitely normal and it'll happen, you know. Like, grief isn't just like a linear thing, and when you go through a breakup, it's definitely a grieving process because you are like losing the person, or, you know, they're not dying, but it basically feels like that. So the whole grieving process, it'll, you know, make you emotional, because yeah, at the end of the day, I'm hurt. It doesn't mean that I'm just never gonna be happy, or it doesn't mean that I can't still choose to be happy. I definitely choose to be happy. I'm so sorry, I'm all snotty and shit. This is not the way. This is not the vibe. But yeah, just because you're hurt does not mean that you can't be happy, or you still can't choose to be happy. After I have my little moment, I'm definitely gonna freshen up and no one's gonna know. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys later.
Last night was my first night in my new place, and I'm gonna show you guys a little tour in just a second, but just know it's really junky in here. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you already seen, you know, my post from last night. I finally popped out for the whole world, for my friends, for my family. Literally, people closest to me didn't even know. We actually broke up before Christmas. I've been kind of just going through it silently. I only had about like 2 to 3 people that really knew what was going on. I just wanted to keep it to myself because, like I mentioned before, this wasn't my first time going through this with this person. I didn't want this to be like 2.0. I just felt like I didn't want to drag any of my loved ones through this, because I don't know, I was just kind of over talking about the same crap over and over and over again. So over the holidays, I was like real messed up, crying and just grieving and just going through it. And once my job started after New Year's, I didn't have time to do that. So that was another reason why I kind of didn't tell anyone, because I didn't have the time to even talk about it. I had to focus and just act like that stuff wasn't even going on. I had to just focus on my job because I'm trying to, you know, do the best I can in my career. So I didn't have that time to put my energy towards like dealing with this breakup. Last night being the first night in this place, it was definitely different. As you guys saw yesterday, I did have it a little rough. I was emotional, but I have not been emotional since yesterday morning, which I'm sure the time will come. And I just want to let you guys know that, you know, obviously this is not the ideal situation. This hurts, but this is the type of hurt I would choose over the hurt that I've already experienced. People may seem like, you know, they have it all together, or like they're just not bothered. It doesn't mean that, you know, they're not hurting inside. Just like you guys saw yesterday morning, I was legit crying, snot coming out my nose, and guess what? That night, I'm still getting dressed up and smiling with these boxes and just acting like, you know, I'm living my best life, which I am living my best life, but just understand that, you know, I'm choosing my happiness, and the process is hurtful. But at the end of the day, I know that in the long run, in the future, this would just all feel like nothing. And in the future, I'm going to be happy and be in control of what kind of hurt I'm going to feel. So I'd rather go through this hurt right now. At the end of the day, I'm not here to be messy or trash talk anyone, or, you know, any of that. Like, that's just not my character. So I'm not going to get into all of that. All you guys need to know is that it did not work out, obviously, and I'm moving on to better things for myself and just focusing on truly discovering myself and figuring out what is self-love and what does that look like and how am I going to do that, and just making sure that, you know, I move forward learning the lessons I've learned based on this relationship that I had with this person. So I definitely don't want to ever feel like this ever again or be in this position ever again. I'm just going to focus on healing the right way and focus on making sure that this never happens again. When you choose to love someone, there's always that risk, but I feel like based on all my relationship experiences in the past, I just know that for myself, I've definitely been disappointed in some of my actions. I often would always think back like, oh, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I just, you know, walk away? Why didn't I love myself? And I hate that I was ever in those positions to feel like that. And it's honestly embedded with like just insecurity, and that's like the honest truth, and things I need to work on for myself to make sure that I'm just never in that position where I feel so low and I just feel like this person has so much power over my emotions. And so that's something that I'm working on. And as far as 2022 has gone, I'm slowly proving that to myself just with practicing all of this. Like, I'm looking at this as like a simulation. Like, this is practice for me to grow as a person, to grow as a woman, because that is no way that I would ever try to preach for my friends to, you know, act or handle or deal with. That's nothing I would want to advocate for others. So I just need to start showing up as the person that I would expect, you know, my friends to be or my future daughter to be. I'm just trying to like get into that mind frame. So even though this process is hard, it's hurtful, there's a lot of things that are like triggering, makes me have urges. Like, I'm just trying to do my best and trying to stay prayed up and just trying to do my best to make sure that, you know, my pain is purposeful and that I'm not just gonna hurt for no reason, because there's no way all of this is for no reason. So I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, like how are you going through this? Like, how are you not affected? Didn't you move for this person? And yeah, I did move here for this person. If it wasn't for this person, I probably would have had no business being in Columbus or just even moving to Ohio in general. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to say that I regret anything that happened. I truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and for some reason, God wanted me to be here in Columbus, Ohio, and He wanted me to start this job here because, like I said, this isn't the first time that I've gone through this with this person, and I was living here the first time that it happened already. I was actually making plans to leave Columbus and move to another state at that time, and that was right before I got into my wreck. Once I got into my wreck, that kind of just jump-started everything and brought me back into that situation, thinking that, you know, things would be different and thinking that that was meant to be. But, you know, as it turned out, the relationship was not meant to be, but me being here was meant to be for some reason, and only time will tell what that reason is. But as of right now, I'm just so thankful and grateful that I was even able to get my place, and I even have the job that I do have, because I seriously do love my health system. I'm just trying to count my blessings, and I definitely feel like this place, my job, all of that is huge blessings. I mean, that's only two things, but those are huge blessings to even be able to afford my place, to be even get my place, to be where I am at now, to even have like the emotional strength to just like hold it together, because I'm a very emotional person at heart. I am a crier. I cry about everything, and the way that I've been conducting myself just at the start of the new year, it sounds very cliche, but yeah, new year, new me, and I've been doing a great job. I'm not gonna say that, you know, I just never gonna mess up or not gonna have like flukes or whatever, because that's probably gonna happen. But at the end of the day, each day I'm trying my best to just take it one day at a time and trying to just do my best and fight any urges I might have, ignore any triggers there may be. You take it one day at a time, and next thing you know, 30 days has passed, and then next thing you know, a year has passed. So that's how I'm kind of trying to look at it. So yeah, I don't want you guys getting the wrong impression of like, oh, she's just so unbothered, like this wasn't anything. And it's like, no, I'm very much bothered. I'm very much upset, hurt, angry. You know, I'm just going through the stages of grief, and that's normal for any relationship, especially because this relationship really was the biggest deal for me. I definitely felt like I don't think I've ever loved someone the way that I love this person. But something that, you know, older women have told me is just, you know, at the end of the day, you need to love yourself more than you love the next person, because they're not going to be as considerate of your time, your feelings, everything about you more than yourself. So no matter how much you love someone, you cannot love them more than yourself. And that is something I feel like I've definitely lacked just all throughout the years. It probably stems from, you know, trauma with my childhood and just my upbringing. And, you know, I'm gonna work on trying to figure those things out. I definitely want to get myself into therapy just for the sake of, you know, really trying to discover myself and try to figure out how can I prevent this from happening again, like as far as, you know, getting with the wrong person or just falling in love with the wrong person, because I'm coming to realize that based on my relationship track record, I've met the same type of person. I've dated the same type of person or been in serious relationships with the same type of person, just different faces. And so clearly there is a lesson that I have yet to learn. Yeah. So that kind of sucks, but that's just me trying to be self-aware. I have a lot of things to work on emotionally, mentally, physically, everything, girl. I probably don't look that great right now because I literally haven't done anything but brush my teeth and go get breakfast. So it's a little junky in here. I'm about to show you guys, but that is my check-in for today. I'm in much better spirits than yesterday morning, and I can't wait to just really make this place my sanctuary. There's so much that I'm going to change. Outside of changing me, there's so much I'm going to change within this place to make it really my sanctuary, because this is my first apartment by myself, all by myself. Like no roommates, no anything, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm so thankful for my support system. There is just no way I could do this without my support system, even though I kept it away from them. At the end of the day, they supported me in many different ways, and I couldn't have done it without them. So thank you to freaking God. Thank you, God, for everything, even putting me through all this. Like, I just can't wait to see the growth, you know what I mean? Because you have to go through these kind of things to even grow as a person and become who you're truly meant to be. And that's what I'm sticking to as far as my mentality on things. Right now, this is just like a rough draft because I'm honestly just using the stuff that I've just had over the years from previous apartments. Just ignore the junkiness. I'm gonna get right onto it after this video with organizing everything. I probably won't vlog it because I'm already doing multiple things today, and I'm trying to just keep everything together in my head. It's hard for me to have a planning period or anything to figure out content or to figure out YouTube or on top of studying for work. So if you guys think I got it all together, I don't. So yeah, pray for me because I'm winging this jaunt every single day. I'm just winging it and trying my best because that's all I can do right now until I can get a little bit more organized. So without further ado, you guys, I'm so sorry for this long awaited vlog. I'm actually recording this voiceover in present time, so it's literally March 22nd. I plan to add this recording in and then quickly get this video up tonight because honestly, I've just been dealing with a lot of stuff internally and just really getting in my own head about things. I've been going through a roller coaster of emotions, and at times it's really hard for me to pull myself out of those moments. So much has changed for me since I filmed this vlog, and honestly going back to edit this brought me back to a hurt place that I honestly feel like was the whole reason I was avoiding this vlog or editing it to begin with, but I still wanted to share. I still thought it was important, and I'm really looking forward to sharing the changes with you guys and taking you guys on this journey that I'm on. And so if you made it to the end, please be sure to leave a comment and let me know, and thank you so much for supporting me. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you haven't followed me on Instagram, please be sure to head over there and follow me as well, because I am probably the most active and consistent on Instagram than any other platforms. Again, thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon.